What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. D-Mom, I'm Peony Music. So Tiffany Haddish was drunk as hell, possibly even high too. Maybe she wasn't drunk, just high. Whatever the case was in Atlanta, she was pulled over. Sirens, please! Yeah, and good old Tiffany was hooked up. Towback family. So much so she was smiling on her DUI photo. But you know what? You know, when the wall hits somebody like Tiffany Haddish, and I noticed about a lot of successful women who are hardworking. And I would say that even though I don't like Tiffany Haddish's brand of comedy, because I don't think she's funny, but when they have worked on their career, and then they can't socially get along with people, especially men. And I've even found that about myself, right? As I'm older than I'm getting, I want to have healthy relationships with people more now than ever before. With women, especially women in my community, people in the community. I'm really making that effort to improve myself and being able to understand how to have positive relationships with people as I'm growing financially and business wise, right? I'm putting that effort there to come into relationships that I'm coming into to give more and to be able to be more of a benefit and utility to people. Folks like Tiffany Haddish just don't see that. A lot of women, when they're in that masculine frame, they don't understand that true masculinity is also about giving. It's also about compromise to a certain perspective, right? To a certain extent. So once they have hit this wall now, and there is no husband because you can't get along with a guy, and maybe you're getting a little bit older, maybe you're not changing your ways, and the guy that you're dealing with just has more opportunity, so you can't keep a guy. And the guy that you would want to marry wouldn't want to marry you, and the guys that would marry you, you don't want to marry them. So you want kids. Well, that's out because you might be past that stage. So what do you see them doing? They're first going to start to blame other people for their issues. Like there are no real men out here. There are no real good black men out here who wants to really date a real one. Like I'm accepting applications, right? Then when that doesn't work out after getting drunk, they're then going to talk about adopting kids. Now, I believe that Tiffany Haddish is half either Eritrean or Ethiopian, and she wanted to adopt instead of opting for surrogacy. And she wanted to go to Africa. People were trying to give their kids away for a better life. And she's telling them, no, I need paperwork first. And people were trying to, give her the kids and all this other stuff. And, they were just trying to do the best thing. Unfortunately, if Tiffany Haddish raises your kid, I don't know what can come of it. Because Tiffany herself was placed in foster care as her mom fought mental illness. All right. Now, when she was 15, the grandmother came and took care of her, and the rest is history. But if you look at that dysfunctional background, and she's done an amazing job with getting herself into a different situation, but those elements of that dysfunction are still there in her life. She can't pair with anybody. She can't have long-term relationships with anybody. And the reason is because I believe that feeling of abandonment. The problem is that how can such a woman who is unstable and it kind of looks like she's emotionally unraveling herself, and I would not put it past that Tiffany Haddish could be suffering from some sort of mental illness, could be suffering from some kind of depression. I'm not sure, but the way that she's been acting, it's definitely not a good look for the child that be coming into her life. And I want to look at this because here we have in Black America, and even in the Black world, that we feel that, because somebody is financially well off, somebody's successful, that they can become a good parent. But the reality is Tiffany Haddish needs more help than the kids that she's trying to raise. And many times in Black America, we have, and I'm going to just say this, and I don't want to offend anybody, but in America in general, in our community in particular, we have people who are just incapable of not only helping themselves, but they're completely incapable of raising children. Incapable. The whole situation and idea should be completely nullified because these people have no infrastructure, mentally in particular, to raise kids. All right. And that's exactly what we need, is more children being raised by a depressed, allegedly depressed single parent who just got arrested by for a DUI because you can't stop getting high and driving at the same time. That's exactly what we need in the world. And then when she does get the child, because somebody will be dumb enough to give her the child, if the child comes out with some sort of behavioral issues or comes out with a very oblique understanding of how life really works, well, if something were to happen, you would hear Tiffany Haddish say, well, I did the best that I could for the kid. I don't know why. Well, the reality is that we have a lot of poor prospects that use that same BS excuse. And the reality is that Tiffany should not be raising anybody's kids. She is still a big kid herself. She is still yearning for a father figure herself, yearning for male attention. Okay. It just like a lot of Mary J. Blige songs. Like, when I was young, I didn't have a father. Like, we heard them all. A lot of black women go through this sort of thing. And then when you're dealing with a woman like this, what do you expect that she's going to be able to do? She can take parenting classes and all of that. Where's the father going to be? Where's the father? There's not going to be any leadership, and you're going to be dealing with Tiffany Haddish, who is probably not too far from being a Looney Tune. And a lot of our kids are coming up in Black America with somebody who's a Looney Tune. Then when you look at the gunshots, please, Zima, somebody getting shot here and there, people getting killed and all this other stuff. Like, look at how they come up. Nobody's giving these kids a chance to do anything in life. And that's why a lot of times this is a joke. It's a complete joke. And I mean, I don't understand it, but I can tell you why. I can tell you what I do know. Look for Black America to continue to disintegrate. I don't care what policies are going on in Washington, D.C., and let's give these single moms, let's say, more money and things like that. Until somebody is willing to put families back into the control of the two-parent household in America, China's going to catch up. Russia's going to catch up. Singapore, South Korea, these are going to be the new leaders of the free world. America is going to take a back seat to those people who have children coming up with more discipline and with more love and with more order. Okay. Tiffany Haddish clearly is going to be a woman that needs some help. She's going to be very, very busy, very, very, a little bit of time. And she wants kids primarily because she hasn't been able to keep a man and to get a kid and the kid have kids herself. So there's so many red flags going on here. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Or whatever you follow that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.